Hey there, I just want to take a few minutes and show you a few basic left-hand patterns, left-hand walks and runs that you can implement in your hymn playing. So I was just playing Are You Washing the Blood? So we're in the key of A flat, and so in hymns you're going to use your 1 chord, your 4 chord, and your 5 chord. So your 1 chord is the first note of the scale. In this case it'd be a triad built off the first note of the scale, A flat. That's your 1 chord, and then your 4 chord, fourth note of the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Triad built off of the 4th note of the scale. It'd be the D flat, F, and A flat. Here's your root of your 4 chord, and then your 5 chord. Okay, you'll use your 5 chord. Fifth note of the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you build a triad off of that. That's your E flat. That's your 5 chord in the key of A flat. So these are the 3 chords we'll be using mostly. And then, all right. So the A flat scale, if you're not familiar with that, it's got 4 flats: A flat, B flat, D flat, and E flat. So it looks like this. And I would definitely encourage you to get good at your scales. Play all 12 of them. All 12 major scales, know them very well so that you're by second nature. When you're playing in A flat, you just automatically know. We've got what keys, what notes are flat, what my 1 chord is, 1 chord, my 4 chord, and my 5 chord. So get very familiar with that. So we'll be using those 3 chords, but you'll notice everything kind of centers around the 1 chord. So we start on the 1 chord, goes back and forth. It'll go to the 4 chord, and then back to the 1 chord, and then go to the 5 chord, and then back to the 1 chord. So it all centers around that 1 chord. So if we're playing in the left hand, we want to figure out how to move in the left hand from A to E flat, A flat to E flat, or from A flat to D flat. And so there's a couple simple ways to do that. These are simple left hand runs or walks that are easy to do, and so they also make your hymn playing sound much more full and exciting. So to get from, let's say, to get from A to D flat, we're in the key of A flat. We're in 4/4 time, so that's 4 beats per measure. You can use eighth notes to walk down. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay. You can also use quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So let's see. That's to go to D flat. Now to go to A flat, it's just the same thing but the other direction. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, or 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. So that we at the end of the first stanza there, or the end of the first line of the song, we're going to go to E flat. Of course, we go to E flat and we go back to A flat, so you can walk back down. So that's very simple, and you can add that anytime you're going to move from your 1 to your 5, or from your 1 to your 4. Just the 5 goes up, the 4 goes down. So that's one simple walk. Now another simple walk is, if you notice, to go up to your 5, it's 4 notes. It's a 4-note walk. 1, 2. And to go down to your 4, it's a 4-note walk, or 5 if you count the first one. Now to go up to your 4, okay, so you go down to your 4, it's 5 notes. Up to your 4, it's only 4 notes. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, or 3, 4, and 1. Same thing to go down to your 5. From your 1 to your 5. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. So you just hold that first note for a whole beat because you've got 1 less note. So to do this one, you would go. So you add that in like that. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. Just like that. So that's 2 we've gone over to get from your 1 to your 5, your 1 to your 4. If you're going to go up to your 5, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Or 1 and 2 and 3 to your 4. Now you just flip those around to go up to your 4, from your 1 to your 4. 1, 2, and 3. Or 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So to go up, that's your 4 chord. So if I'm going to a D flat, So 1, 2, and 3. You can use that. So there's two of them that we've gone over there. Now there's also, these are each 2-beat runs or 2-beat fills in the left hand. Let's talk about a 4-beat fill. This is one that you can add to fill in a whole measure. So at the end of that first line, here we've got a whole measure of E flat where we're just holding it out. 1, 2, 3, and then 2 pickups. But you can do those while you're doing a 4-beat walk. So this would be a 4-beat walk, and this to go down, our 2-beat walk is just straight down. But to do the 4-beat walk, let's add. We need to add 2 beats there. So let's go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. All right. So to go from E flat to A flat, or from our 5 to our 1, a 4-beat walk, we're gonna use that pattern I just showed you. All right, so hopefully you got that. So right, there's our 4-beat bass note walk. Implement that anywhere. You can implement it going from the 4 to the from the 1 to the 4. So all right, so it's just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Or I'm sorry, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now you can do it in reverse as well. If I want to go from the 1 to the 5, we would go down first. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. Sorry, that wrong. So you can do a lot of walking. It makes it sound full. It makes it sound much more interesting when you're walking or moving in the left hand. Of course, you don't want to overdo it, but there's a lot of different things you can do. So talked about 3 styles. You can go 1, 2, and 3, 4, like that to get to your 4, or 1, 2, and 3, 4 to get to your 5. You can also go 1 and 2 and 3, 4 to get to your 5, or 1 and 2 and 3, 4 to get to your 4. So there's those 2, and then this one was 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? That's going from the 1 to the 4, or from the A flat to the D flat. Then to go to the E flat, we're going up, so we're going to go down first to go up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And then to go from the 5 back down to the 4 and back down to the 1, or from the E flat back down to the A flat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. So it really makes your playing sound really good, much more interesting. There's just a couple simple walks there that you can implement and add into your hymn playing. And once you get it, once you start thinking in terms of chords, then you'll be able to play it in any other song as well. Say, There's Power in the Blood. Messed up a few times there, but you get the idea. So you can add it into any song. How about At Calvary? So I hope that helps. I hope you can add that into your hymn playing. Again, I directed this lesson mostly for people who are playing congregational style, but of course you can add it in if you're playing, if you're just composing an arrangement of a hymn or anything like that. These walks, these runs work for all those. So hope that helps.